Today, I'm speaking to an entrepreneur that started his business in university. He only left 3 years ago and he's already doing £200,000 a month. He's got a Shopify store selling football shirts. How's he doing it? It's all coming up in the big show. Hey, JB, welcome back to Business Broadcast. This is Matt, Magic Matt.
Magic Matt and his magical brand.
It's called mysteryfootball.co.uk. Tell us about it.
So he has been going for just 36 months. His estimated monthly revenue is 200,000 squidaroonies. He's got 5 team members.
And can we just clear, he actually did do 2 million last year.
2 million quid last year in sales. He's just come out of university. He worked out that he should be doing this at university and started doing it while he was at university. He built a Shopify site and amazing.
Can I just ask you something?
Yes.
If you're turning 2.4 million, how many staff do you think you'd need to look after 2.4 million of revenue?
What, in my business?
Well, just in general.
Oh, I mean, it's got to be...
More than Matt is the answer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tell us how many Matt's got.
Matt's got 5 team members. So we had someone on who was doing £500,000 per person.
Yeah.
So he's not far off it either, is
No.
he? 400 quid,
No.
400 grand per staff member.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. We've had the last few weeks of podcast episodes have been ridiculous.
Yeah,
the level
really
of entrepreneurs
have.
has
Yeah,
been
really
absolutely crazy. Anyway, he has got some challenges in the business. Challenge number 1, marketing. It's currently all outsourced to 2 different agencies. I want to know why and how to go about bringing that in-house. That is a good move.
Yeah.
Challenge number 2, I want to know if there are better ways to improve our margins by hiring someone in-house for that too. I just don't know if we are ready. Challenge number 3, what areas should we diversify into? Where does you want to be in 1 year's time? We also asked that of our guest. He said he wants to be doing 3 million quid plus in revenue. What would the business look like when it's finished? A chain of retail stores.
Oh, I disagree with that.
We'll talk about that in a little while.
That.
Do you make the profit that you want to make? If so, what is it? It says, yes, we make 250,000 quid per annum. So that magical 10% rule is kicking in again, isn't it? The magical 10%. How do you spend your time day to day in the business? He said 70-25 in terms of growing it and working in it, business sourcing, stock, logistics, etc. And then he's got a bunch of questions that he would like to ask to you as well. This is an interesting business though, isn't it?
Really good. So we had a little chat with him. He's selling like collector shirts, and the people that get them don't know what they're going to get.
That's
gifting.
one part of it. Yeah, so it's mysteryfootball.co.uk, and he classes it's branded as a mystery box. So you can go on there. So it's really, really big for gifting. So obviously this quarter with Christmas at the time of recording is massive for them. And so you could select certain elements, or you can say certain teams that you don't want to include. So for example, if you're a Tottenham fan, you would not want a retro Arsenal shirt and vice versa. So you can but you don't know what you're going to get. Well, you don't know what the person's going to get. I quite like this.
Do you know what would be really interesting here? I wouldn't usually think about this, but football podcasts are going through the roof, aren't they? Like, people are listening to football podcasts in a big way. I suppose in many ways, Talk Sport, the originators, people like talking about sport, don't they?
Yeah.
It's like whether you're a doctor, whether you're a labourer, whether you're a teacher, a candlestick maker, you can get involved in sport. And it's certainly cultural. Well, for most countries, some form of sport, but football, obviously, in Europe and in the UK. I just think, imagine if he started a podcast and was talking about this on his podcast. So it's an entertainment football podcast, but presented by Mystery Football. You could really...
Yeah. There's a brand called Fellas Studios, which is owned by Cal Freezy, who's one of the Sidemen, or was like linked to Sidemen or something like that. He's now got, they've got 15 shows, something like that. I think 2 or 3 of them are sports-based podcasts. One called Pitch Side. They've got their own line of merch, which like sells out instantly. They're spinning off into golf, spinning off into coffee. But the brand and community they built around it, because like I say, it's cultural, isn't it? So the way that it works, I've just had a look on the website. So the way it works, you pick your mystery box. So would you like a mystery shirt with printing? Do you want a classic one? Do you want a national one? Do you want a Premier League one, or a retro mystery? So you can sort of choose within parameters of what you're going to choose. Pick the size, place your order, and that's it. Then you just wait, and it gets delivered as an amazing gift. So you just never know what you're going to get. Really, really cool. There's lots of this sort of stuff popping up, isn't there?
Yeah.
We sort of like, you don't really know what you're going to get. A mate of mine who I used to work in the music industry with, he does it for vinyl records. So you get 7 vinyl records, mini little 7-inch records every month, but you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, interesting.
Cool, isn't it?
Well, we'll get him on in a moment.
We will
we'll
indeed.
find out. But I think there's a knock at the door.
I think you're right. It's time for this.
Interesting quote of fact.
Interesting quote of fact.
Time for the interesting quote of fact of the week.
Right, what you got? James Sinclair?
I've got so many that I'm going to choose
I'm going to go for a quote. That's what I'm going for, just in case that changes your thinking.
What are you going for?
A quote. I've got a quote. I'm
going to give you a fact and a quote.
Blimey, the gift that keeps on giving. Go on then.
Here's one not everyone will get. Sorry. Yes, it is. How can you hate your own life? People say that, I hate my life. They say it all the time, don't they? How can you hate your own life? Because you are in charge of it.
Yes.
You go with your one now.
So I read this in a book this morning. I was like, huh? What? I had to reread it about 4 times. I was like, that's really good, actually. There are no problems, just situations.
Yeah, lovely.
There are no problems, just situations. And I was like, yeah, actually, if you go into it with that mentality, like, what a difference it makes to
I like that.
the way that you frame it, and then the way that you frame it.
Similarly,
go on then.
It's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener at war.
Oh, say that one again.
It's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener at war, and that's from Business Broker God. Business Broker God.
Business Broker God. Wow.
Better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener at war.
That's a strong quote.
Strong quote.
There you go. That's this week's.
Interesting quote of
Not each week. We do it twice a week. That's this bi-weekly.
Interesting bi-weekly quote of the week. Interesting bi-weekly quote of the week.
interesting quote of fact.
It's time for the interesting bi-weekly quote of the week.
Yeah, lovely. Just slips off the tongue, that doesn't it? Perfectly. Ideal. Right, let's find out,
do you want to know
shall we?
something?
Go on,
I've
I'd
got
love to.
interesting- Apparently Little Britain's coming back.
You joking?
No. I'm telling you. David Williams and Matt Lucas are...
Oh, I thought this was like I'm waiting for the punchline.
No, because they're two stupid men that prance around, and we're two stupid men
I'm
that prance
surprised that
around.
they can get they definitely
Put
would
it on
not be.
Netflix.
They would not be getting away with some of the stuff that they used to do in Little Britain, will they?
I think people are becoming fed up of political correctness and going
I
a
think
bit the
you
other
might
way.
be right.
They're like, no, call a spade a spade.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see how that one. Is it going to be coming back as on Netflix?
I don't
Or
know.
a
But
BBC
they're talking
thing?
about it. I read it in an article that they want to bring it back. Let's speak to Matt Cole, though.
I got invited to go and interview or be at an interview with Matt Lucas this week. That was random. They're like, "Do you want to come?" I was like,
Oh, I love him.
"No, I'm all right, thanks."
I would have gone to that.
Would you?
Yeah, I think he's great.
But it wasn't like a public thing. It was like just go to his house with like 3 other people, and I was like, "Why would I go to that?"
What? And you said no?
I said no.
Idiot. He's
Do you
very
know why?
funny.
I was recording with you.
Well, not idiot.
Which clown would I rather spend time with? God bless you.
Oh!
God bless you.
Grazie, signore.
Right. Shall we get Matt on?
Hey gang, we're going back to the pod in just a moment, but I wanted to tell you about Entrepreneurs University. This is a platform that I've created for entrepreneurs and business owners that are serious about growth. There's 100 video lessons from me on everything in business, raising finance, buying companies, property investment, and everything in between. Attached to each video is a downloadable PDF that goes into more detail about what we've learned in the video. It goes one step further than that because I've also put stuff that you won't get anywhere else onto Entrepreneurs University. The lessons go into way more detail, but not just that. You're going to get my business plans, my spreadsheets, and all the files that I use to drive the KPIs in my business. Just think about how powerful that could be for your business. And here's the good news. You can try Entrepreneurs University for free. 14-day free trial. After that, it will cost you just $49.99 a month. That's less than a pair of Nikes to grow the profitability in your business. There's a link in the video description, and I cannot wait to see you in Entrepreneurs University.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt, how are you, sir?
Okay.
We can hear you loud and clear. Give us. I know
Just quickly, what did he do at uni? I want to know.
Oh yeah, what did you do at uni?
Studied business and marketing at Worcester Uni.
Well, time well spent. It's a good advert for them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be spending $9,000 a year on learning it, but if I was going to, I'd go to Worcester Uni because they've clearly got some credibility given what you're up to. Do you think your degree was a good use of your time in retrospect?
Yeah, I think I enjoyed it, to be honest. I think I've learned probably more running the business in the last sort of 3 years than I have my entire time at uni, though, to be honest.
No.
Are you still at uni?
No. Finished sort of 3 years ago.
Oh, okay, right, fine. So, obviously, Matt, you submitted some questions and some challenges. Could you tell us, in your own words, give us a quick synopsis of Mystery Football? I know you told us off air for the intro purposes, but just let the listener/watcher know about you guys and who you are and what you do and how you do it, please.
Cool. So we essentially sell officially licensed football shirts to collectors and football fans, but they don't know what they're getting, hence the Mystery Football kind of branding. We work with brands like Adidas and Puma as well at this point, which we're really like proud of, to be honest. They're such like global names within football, and we're able to stock their shirts in our boxes.
And you buy direct from them?
We do now, yeah.
Wow, well done, mate. Stuff like that really makes your company valuable if you ever want to sell it.
Doesn't it?
You know, like, what about Nike? Can you get Nike, or is that a bit more of a challenge?
So Nike are doing like this strategy at the moment where they're selling direct to consumer. So they're not opening any new trade accounts. So that's a little bit of a struggle at the moment.
So do you not stock Nike shirts?
We do, but we have to source those shirts directly from the club. So we sort of go direct to club and clear them out at the end of the season, rather than manufacturer.
I bet you guys coming along at the end of the season going, hey, you know, all of those tens of thousands of football shirts that you overprinted this season because you got relegated, can we buy them off you? I bet you get welcomed with open arms, don't you?
You'd think that, but there's actually quite a bit of competition out there looking for the shirts as
Is
well.
there?
But it's for them, it's really, yeah, there is. So for them, it's really good because they can just use that cash to go and put into their new releases coming out of the new start of the new season. But yeah, there is quite a lot of competition within the market of even purchasing the dead stock.
Wow. Do you know what I love? When people don't just go into a sector, they create a sector.
Yeah.
And that's what Matt has done.
Yeah.
Because it says on his website, welcome to Mystery Football, the UK's #1 provider of obscure mystery football shirts. I mean, he's just created we're the UK's #1 because we're the only one because we've made up a sector effectively.
Yeah,
I love that. Brilliant. The website, again, this is another thing we've had in the last couple of weeks. Just brilliant website, brilliantly done. It is exceptionally well executed. If you want to go and see a good version of an e-com site, check out mysteryfootball.co.uk. Right, we're going to talk, Matt, about your challenges. You said challenge number 1 was marketing is currently all outsourced to 2 different agencies, and I want to know why and how to go about bringing that in-house. So what are the agencies doing? I'm guessing you've got PPC and like one doing meta ads for you or something like that?
So since I applied to be on the show, it's changed a little bit. We brought that into just one single agency. We just chose one because it was getting complicated.
Okay.
But essentially, they now run our SEO and our content on our website, and also our meta and PPC as well. But just going on to, I know at the start you sort of mentioned how we've got a lot of turnover compared to our staff numbers, but we do spend a lot on agencies to sort of compensate for that.
Right. Yeah.
What are you spending per month on the agencies?
It's costing us the best part of about $8,000.
And is that just to manage? That's without ad spend. That's just to manage, yeah?
Yeah, that's just to manage, plus obviously the SEO and the content as well.
What are you spending on SEO? I'm on a little mission to look into this myself, and just whether, you know, to me, SEO is making content. That's my view. But what are you doing? Is it just making articles and linking and affiliates?
Yeah, so we're doing a lot on blog posts because football, there's just so much content out there to write about.
Yeah.
So they're working on blog post content and also a lot of backlinks. So we're trying to get in, obviously, your football publications to make the domain authority stronger.
So you're using SEO to make the domain authority stronger. That's your strategy that you believe is the main reason to do it. Yeah.
I think it's just to get more visitors on the site, really, through the blog content.
Does that do that though?
Yeah, so we've seen an uplift, but obviously conversions decreased by quite a lot because it's content that's just the readers want to see. So we're doing content like how to wash a football shirt because surprisingly there's quite a lot of like readers for that.
So what do you spend to get a customer on PPC on Meta and Google?
It's about £10 an acquisition.
And the average order value is
40.
So you're getting a 4 times ROAS.
Yeah, there or thereabouts, but it's like with our social, it's a lot more expensive than our sort of PPC to gain
Is it?
customers.
See, it's really
Yeah.
interesting. So we on Party Pieces, my website, we've reduced our Google PPC spend and increased our Meta spend, and we're getting a better ROAS on Meta than we are on Google PPC. So, it does.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Does just prove that you can't compare apples with apples, and it depends on each industry. So, what are you spending each month on ads? I bet you know that number, don't you?
Yeah, we're spending about 40 grand a month now between Google and Meta.
That's a lot of wonga, isn't it? But
Isn't it
the
just?
40k is bringing you in 160k roughly. So the other 40k you're getting in is through returning customers, is it?
Yeah, obviously like an email strategy as well, and obviously just return. We've also got a subscription model. So on our best-selling shirts or boxes, we allow them customers to subscribe and save. So they're saving about 5% a month, and the longer they stay on, the higher incentive for discount. We've got people subscribed for nearly 2 years, to be honest.
And what is your subscription revenue each month? I'm always interested in this.
It's not huge. I think it's about 20,000 revenue.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man! I nearly swore then. I mean, there'll be a lot of people sitting here listening to this, driving along, thinking, "I'd like 20 grand of subscription revenue each and every single month."
20 grand of revenue
I think
for
I
just
just
up.
need, yeah.
Only 20
comparison.
grand a month. I mean, as Matt flies in his helicopter.
What's that, Matt, in his sports car? Sorry, everybody. He can't stay on the call too long.
I think, and JB I know agrees with me. Subscription revenue is very hard to build. Very, very hard to build. I think you should be very proud of that.
And what do they get for the
appreciate it.
subscription? Is it just
So-
the discount?
Yeah, so they get the discount. We work it now because we were kind of like too heavily discounting it. We work it 5% for the first 3 months. If they stay on, then that gets upgraded to 10%, and then the following 3 months, if they stay on, they then get a free scarf added to their order. So it's just an additional product.
So hang on a second. Hang on. So and what's the subscription cost?
5% off $37.99. I don't know off the top of my head.
But you
So about £6.
automatically, but you automatically sell a shirt each month to everyone that's on subscription, yeah? Or
Yeah. It's like an auto billing app on Shopify.
So they pay for the shirt.
They're buying a shirt every month,
And what does a
but they
shirt
get
cost?
37 quid, and they get a 5% discount on it. I mean,
Yeah.
but it's lovely knowing you got 20 grand's worth of shirts being sold each month.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's just like you said. I think it's just
Wow.
in comparison to the rest of our revenue,
Mate,
it's
you're
not as high as I want. Yeah,
people like, yes, obviously Netflix and Disney Plus and Sky TV are, but to get people to buy a football shirt each and every single month on subscription, I mean, that is
impressive.
Impressive, yeah.
I appreciate it. I think it's just difficult
let me ask
because
you
it's one
this,
of the
though.
hardest things we're growing.
Yeah, but I mean, it's what
It's gonna
you
be,
want,
though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be. But I don't buy any clothes on subscription.
Well, we know I don't.
No, you absolutely don't. No, but the things I have on subscription is insurance, is Disney Plus,
Gym memberships.
Yeah, I don't know if that. Yeah, but that sort of stuff. I just want to medicine. You probably would. I think that's going to be going on subscription in quite a big way.
You reckon? You said
Yeah.
this in a previous episode, didn't you? Changing.
But any of that sort of essential stuff where like I need it to, carry on. I think this is amazing. I'm lost for words at just how good a little thing you've got going here. Let's go straight into the questions because I'm conscious of time. But your business marketing, you now brought that into one agency, but I think you should be doing that in-house. What are you paying the agency each month?
$8,000, he said.
$8,000. Yeah. The issue with it is I've tried to sort of recruit for in-house, and there's just not much out there, especially in our area.
Where are you based?
We're based up in Worcester.
So where are your
Midlands.
agency based?
Manchester.
I don't think that. I think there will be people. I mean, Worcestershire's not, the Isle of Wight, is it? There will be people around.
Where did Chuds grow up? Where did you grow up, Chuds? Scunthorpe.
Lincolnshire.
So it's not only like city conurbations that have talented people. Like, okay, there's more of those people there, but there will be the Chuds of the football shirt world.
You should be doing your marketing in-house because you won't, and put that £8,000, then pay your agency to watchdog what you're doing and audit your team. I think that is what you should be doing.
Given what you do, someone will absolutely bite your hand off. Yeah. You will get for that sort of money. So £8,000 a month means it's a 96 grand a year salary. Like you could get a marketing gangster for 40 grand.
I was going to say that. Do you think that it's better to have 2 on 40 or 1 on sort of a higher salary?
No, I would go 2. Get 2 people, one doing design and one doing
You can have
web.
a great team for that money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
And then use the agency to watchdog what you're doing. The other thing is, if you're spending 40 grand a month on Google AdWords, I would be taking and Facebook, creating proprietary content. So whether that's a TikTok ad shop. I mean, we spoke to someone probably a month ago. She's doing she's doing over £1 million on TikTok shop.
Yeah.
And she sells.
Crazy. That's a crazy amount.
Yeah, but she's on it. She's got someone presenting on there for 3 hours
4 people,
a day.
yeah, they do.
And she wants to go from 7 to 11, but she's only paying TikTok 9% to get the sale. But then lots of them people are then coming and buying direct from her afterwards. So it's a really good, sort of, what do you call it? A marketing avenue. That's what I was looking for. So I was reading 2 things there. So I would definitely be looking at TikTok shops and creating your own content, whether that's a podcast. So I'd make a podcast, put it on YouTube as well, and they're all wearing the shirts. You've got everything in the background. You're just having football chats, and you're putting all that content out, and then you're showing the football shirts and the deals that you're doing on TikTok shop. I mean, a TikTok shop for this, especially in Q4 of the year, should be an absolute must. And
we are on TikTok, just not TikTok shop. So we run like TikTok ads. I run those like myself rather than an agency for running that.
And are you having success on TikTok ads?
Shop. Yeah, quite a lot of success, to be honest. It's better than Meta in terms of like a CPA.
Imagine if you were doing a TikTok shop, if you've already that's a no-brainer, isn't it? So get that one done, baby.
Cool.
Just put some of your 40,000 into TikTok. And I mean, we were literally blown away. I mean, you go and listen to it. It's 3 episodes back. Herbal Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, go and listen to that episode, and I think you'll pick up some good tips. And reach out to Gemma, brilliant entrepreneur, fantastic entrepreneur. And she'll probably tell you exactly what she's doing. Okay, second business challenge. I want to know if there are better ways to improve our margins by hiring someone in-house for that too. What do you mean for that?
Almost like a stock buyer, or because a lot of our stock is like one-off purchases. We clear out a club at the end of the season, so it's a lot of like outreach. At the moment, I do that myself, or one of my like team members does it as well. But it's just It's a little bit of a tie-up between whether we carry on as we are for now, or we hire someone in-house. They may be able to spend more time on doing that. And sourcing the shirts even cheaper for us, or like better deals for us.
Yeah, I think you'll end up getting that anyway, and you'll end up doing that because you're asking the question. It's probably a time trade. The way that I would, if this was my business and I was going to increase the margins on this, I would add an element of personalization to it, so that you could say, would you like the shirt in a photo frame with a personal message put at the bottom? Would you like a personalized birthday card or gift card to go with it? Would you like a sewn element on a scarf? So if you was making it for Granddad's birthday, he could have his name put on a scarf. We do so much personalization party pieces on our gifting ranges, people pay a premium for personalisation. They might not want their name put on the main shirt, but could you add another product to increase the order value on a scarf, on a cap that could have the football club sort of, or on a beanie, so that you could put, John's or whatever it is, some personalisation element. So they buy the shirt and 2 or 3 other things that have an element of personalisation on it. I think that would go like gangbusters on this.
Oh, okay, so not necessarily just like heat pressing the name on the shirt, actually just a bit smaller, just like to bring the average order value
if you
up.
want to do the heat pressing, do you do that already?
We don't know. It's quite like, I think it would be quite easy to implement.
Yeah, but yeah, heat pressing on the shirt, that'd be one option. A personalised card, like Moonpig or Funky Pigeon, so that can go in with the order. We're seeing 35% of our orders at Party Pieces that people are buying a personalised balloon or a personalised cake. They're adding the birthday card. It only adds 3 or 4 quid. But what's really good about that, it also, you can put your logo on the back, and it's your logo on the envelope, and people then are actually choosing to buy from you because they want to add the card, and then they go to a competitor that's doing a gifting thing and they can have a personalised card and you don't do it. So actually it's a good way of increasing sales.
Okay. To be honest, for us, we get so much at sort of gifting purchases. It's crazy. Like I would say that's probably like 3/4 of our business is just gifting.
Yeah, but people want to put a card in there and they'll pay the extra 3, 4, 5 quid for it, and it's good marketing for you. But then, adding on the beanie, the personalised scarf, or even just a T-shirt that you can add on that can be personalised, and add a personalised scarf with the name on it for an extra £12.50, you might get that, and then you bump up. Imagine if the second sale could pay for the PPC, or the upsell paid for the PPC, then becomes a very profitable business. And I know, because I'm in it, I know lots of people like personalised stuff.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Then I'll try and implement.
I'm just looking at. I've got my notebook here. Someone sent me this. Look, they've put my my
that's
initials,
lovely, isn't it?
JS here. I don't know, but you could do a personalised notebook that could have a note in from, and you can buy it. Oki do loads of personalised printers. It's probably a 10 grand investment, a 10 grand investment in an embroidery machine, and they can all be automated from the website. We use Shopify as well, so I know you can do it all through Shopify, and that will take something very good into a very great business, and people will remember you more. They go, I must buy it from them. They do that little personalised thing rather than it just looking like, it might be JD Sports old stock.
Also with this, if you do the personalisation bit with the card and all the rest of it, you could probably, I reckon, not only will the average order go up, but I reckon your actual ability to convert more people will go through, because they can do, I could do the card, I can send the note, I could do it in one click. Otherwise, people have probably got to have it sent to them, then they've got to resend it on to the other person with the card, all the rest of it. That's a great little hack.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, it's just a bit more value as well, isn't it?
Absolutely. Second biggest challenge.
So can I just say nothing else?
You can say whatever you like. It's your podcast, babes.
On personalisation,
yes,
it also gives you a niche over Amazon, over JD Sports. Or it's much harder for them to do that stuff.
Also, could you do that Funky Pigeon Party Pieces like reminder calendar thing? Like, hey, don't forget, if it's a birthday gift, we'll remind you next year.
Yeah, and on Shopify as well. I mean, I don't know if I'm teaching to suck eggs. You can get Shopify developers in the Philippines, like really good value, like people that would be 100 grand over here, and you probably can't get them over here. But if you've got a good web person in-house, they can manage your Philippines team so that you can have all of these funky sort of software-y things that are proprietary to you.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that, to be honest. I'm very basic with Shopify. I just use the apps to plug in, to be honest. And if there's not an app, then I don't sort of do it.
Well, yeah, I mean, we do that as well, but once you build your in-house team, you've got your web developer in-house, and you need a web developer. If you're a £2 million plus website and you want to get to 5-10 million, you're going to need an in-house head of technology. But rather than having really expensive people and actually finding the people, it's not about saving the money, finding the people in the UK to do it. There's loads of them that can actually write code using Shopify. And so, but a good web developer will sort all that out for you.
That goes on to...
Can I just quickly ask, like, which which hire would you prioritize out of those three then? Because obviously we've got
Well,
buyer, we've also got
if I've got a web company, I would want a web person in house on it full time.
cool. Okay.
And that I think feeds into the conversation about the personalisation. Probably feeds into what you said was the third biggest challenge, which is what areas do you diversify into? I think that personalisation thing. Yeah.
Maybe is there other sports within this space?
Yeah, just to add on to that, I since we've since I come on the podcast as well, is we've launched into Formula One. We only launched sort of 30 days ago. And we're starting to sell the mystery boxes for Formula One, so they get caps, model cars, that sort of thing as well.
Yeah. Once you do the personalisation as well, I think you'll see some great stuff happen there.
Cool.
Very impressive. You're a very impressive chap. Very impressive. Is there any other challenges?
I've got to, just say that I do watch a lot of your videos, to be fair. So the whole folding into the empire kind of just give me a bit of inspiration on that.
He's getting it. He's getting it. He's got the James Sinclair playbook. You should write that. That should be your next book, the James Sinclair playbook. I'm a genius. I'll take 10% of that. You're welcome. Have you got any more questions, Matt, that you want to pick Jimbo's brain?
One of the things I don't like is, why do you want a chain of retail stores? You absolutely don't want that. Why is...
Yeah.
That's just...
I think it's because I see some of the people in our space. Like there's a huge company called Classic Football Shirts. They don't do mystery boxes, but they've just got sort of 40 million investment to invest into the US, and they're sort of opening their own chain of stores. So it kind of just seems like the right thing to do.
The clue's in the title there. They've just got 40 million quid investment. They're spending somebody else's money.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean just because they've got loads of investment that they're having to go and try and open up a chain of shops that it works. Now, what might work, by the way, is doing pop-up shops in very busy shopping centres just for Q4. So you say to them, I will take a lease out for October, November, December. Like you see the Christmas shops pop up. You could do that in the runways in shopping centres, and that
would be super cool.
Yeah, and maybe even just November, December.
How do you manage that for staff? Like, can you hire in staff just for that? I suppose you could just get temporary staff.
Yeah, just temp staff. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we did run a pop-up store sort of end of last year, but it was only for 4 days in sort of on the edge of Birmingham Road. Went really well, but it was one of those things where we saw it as like a marketing thing, so we didn't actually make any money from it.
Well, the thing is, those places will want lots and lots of money
Yeah, they did cost quite a lot, to be honest. Well, we didn't really do it again.
Okay, fine. What was the next question that you had? Or should we read the questions out, Joe?
Yeah, questions. We have to, because we're short on time today. We have to pick a quick one. When will I be? No. Do we diversify into retail of shirts and try and compete with the big boys?
No, I don't think you should. Stay in your niche, stay in your lane. Well, you mean talking about current shirts that are currently in at the moment?
Yeah, like if we were to go and try and compete on price with Sports Direct, we would instantly fail.
Oh, yeah, don't worry about that.
Which goes on to the final question that you had, which was, are we too niche, and have we finally hit our ceiling by being too niche in our niche?
I think you've answered. Doing the Formula One, I think it's great. I think adding personalisation, I think is great. I think there'll be other sports that you can do. You can have a really good little business here. Well, big business. Listen, remember, there's riches in niches. There's no point in going after Sports Direct and Mike Ashley's bank account. Let them do that. You stay to your niche. Look, they will make very low percentage points out of a massive turnover. You can make quite high percentage points out of a lower turnover, and that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
At the end of the day, it's about profitability.
Well, you're talking about retail. We said this on a previous episode because someone else was looking at bricks and mortar. I think it was, in fact, Herbal Dog, which again, definitely, Matt, go and check out that episode because it'll give you real food for thought. the bricks and mortar thing, as in getting your brand into retail, might be a good idea, but it doesn't have to be your retail. So could you go to like a Toca Social or one of those cool places that are popping up all over the place? And could you have almost like something in there with them or do a collab with them? Because you've got a really cool brand.
that's a great
They've
idea.
got a really cool brand. Why not collaborate together so you can have the whole bricks and clicks thing that Jimbo always talks about, but you don't carry the risk or the cost of having that all on your balance sheet.
Really like it, to be honest.
It's good. Okay, well, thanks for being. Any other questions you want to ask before we skedaddle, you fabulous person, you?
No, I appreciate it. No, I think that's it, to be honest.
Well done. You should be very proud. You're 20, how old? 26?
25 last week.
25 last week. I give up. 40 years, 41 years old. I'm tired of dragging through. I'm going to go and work for Matt.
He's 41 and done this one.
41 and finished. That's what I am. Matt, give them the best
you know
place
what
to
I think
go.
you are? Fit at 40.
No, I'm
Gorgeous
not.
man.
I'm not. I've eaten a sausage roll and a cake today. That's all I've eaten. Me and Chuz went to a bakery. It was legendary, though. Matt, where can they go to find out more information about this brilliant business? Check out this wonderful Shopify site. Where should they go to, mate?
mysteryfootball.co.uk.
There you go.
Amazing stuff. You've been fantastic. Thank
What
you
a wonderful
for
guest.
being on the podcast. Thank you, mate, for your time.
I
Appreciate
it.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks
All
for
the
having
very
me on.
best. Nice one.
Let's do gradings.
Oh my good God. Like what? 40 and
Brilliant.
40 and bloody finished I am. Go on then.
Ladies and gents, welcome to the 8 Traits of Great Entrepreneurs, where we grade our guests that have been on the show. Number 1, starting with the end in mind.
We didn't ask that, really, did we?
I think he's
I think he knows where he's going, doesn't he? Give him that one.
passionate about their cause.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Untold amounts of resilience.
That one we definitely didn't ask and we don't know. But so therefore I think we've got to give him a little half a Rooney.
Well, I'm going 0 because... No.
Fine, you could do that. It's your show. Do what you want.
The master relationships with people.
Oh.
We'll give him half of that, but then that makes a 1 for the...
Yeah, fine.
Commercial awareness. Didn't ask if he does management accounts or stuff when he get around to that. But he does know his numbers.
He does know his numbers. He knows the price of the shirts and all that stuff.
He knew exactly how much he was spending on PPC when he went £40,000.
Yeah.
I'm getting a 4 times ROAS. He knew his stuff.
The painful numbers you always know, don't you?
Yeah. The innovates there don't evaporate.
Yep.
I think we do give him that. Master marketing, no.
Oh, really?
No, he's just divvying it out to
Jimbo, have
agencies.
you seen that
He knows he needs to do it. But when you think about Herbal Dog Co., she was much more on the marketing. He's
fine.
relying on.
He's got to have a half.
He knows he's doing it.
He's got to have a half. I'm fighting for you here, Matt. He's got to have a half.
Stay teachable and curious. He definitely gets that.
Definitely gets that one. Go on,
that's 3.
tot it up, baby.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. That's very impressive, but he does deserve it.
I think that's a fair score.
6.5.
We have had some incredible
That's no
people,
laugh.
haven't we? That's no laugh to get a 6.5. Wow, what a fella. Right, it's time for a little bit of this now. Very quickly, because Jimbo's on the school run. Hey!
Versus JB on the quiz that's businessy.
It's quizzy. It's busy.
And it's fun.
Which one's clever and which one's dumb? Cheers, Chuds.
Izzy Wizzy.
Let's get quizzy. It's time for the business quiz. Inside this very, very impressive looking top secret envelope, there is a business statistic or fact. Me and James Sinclair, the award-winning entrepreneur of the year for the Southern Region 2017. It's still impressive. It's more than I've had. Do you know what I got awarded with a couple of months ago?
I'm just saying it was nationwide. It wasn't.
No, it wasn't. It was a Southern Region, wasn't it? No. Fine. 2017. Do you know what someone said to me? SME Awards was like, oh, did you know you've become you've won Managing Director of the Year in the audio entrepreneurship category in London. I was like, you've just made a category. And no, I'm not going to pay 250 quid for a crystal bowl. Right. So here we go. The most lucrative flight for British Airways is JFK to London Heathrow. This is good. How much revenue does the flight make annually? This is great. What a brilliant question. Check that out on the camera there. So JFK to London Heathrow is the most profitable, the most lucrative flight for British Airways. How much revenue does that flight make annually? And you can see here on, if you're watching on YouTube, there's the question. The answer is separate, so there's no cheating going on here. How many times a day they're running that flight? 3 times a day, 4 times a day?
I've got my number.
Oh, I've got to do 2.4 times 4. So what can they do? I think they're doing 300 days a year.
I mean, this is not good listening, JP.
No, I'm sorry, but I had to work it out.
What do you think it is?
I think it's 210 million.
I think it's 440 million.
Okay. Oh, I've got the answers. I got so excited there. So, JFK, the most lucrative flight, JFK to London Heathrow Airport. How much revenue does it make for the flight? How much revenue does that flight make annually? The answer is, Jesus bloody Christ. We're a couple of idiots, me and you. The answer, 1.04 billion.
Wow.
Oh, it
That's
made
a lot of money.
$24,639 every hour. This equates to 6% of British Airways' revenue. Each year the flight is made. Oh, this is where we went wrong with our numbers. The flight. How many times a day do you reckon it flies?
I thought it was 5.
I said 4.
Is it 8?
Flies 15 times a day.
Does it?
It flies 15 times. Hang on, let me just
I love
double.
this section.
Each year the flight is made an average of 15 times a day.
Yeah, let me just.
It's fact.
I still won, didn't I?
I know you still won. Well,
Can
that's the
I
most
have one?
important
Can I have
thing.
it? Yeah.
At least I won. Here he goes.
I tell you what, thank you very much.
This section.
Wooden spoon for you. I love this section.
I've had the wooden spoon all the time, haven't I? I don't think I've ever won, have I? I've won like 5
but you
times.
actually did think about that more than you do usually. So I'm
It's like you're
proud of
talking to
you.
a dumb child. Well done, you tried really hard. I'm impressed with your effort. You should never reward the outcome. You should always reward the effort, I've heard in parenting.
Yeah. There you
Whatever.
go. That's why I'm prepared to give you that. It's
In
it's
the
for
middle.
effort.
Thanks very much. An A for effort. Well, if you've enjoyed today's episode, we've had some fantastic entrepreneurs, haven't we, in the last couple of weeks? Hopefully you've enjoyed it as well. If you've got any comments, leave them in YouTube. If you loved the show, please feel free to leave us a review wherever you listen, Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And if you're thinking, I want to make sure I don't miss the next episode because it's such good content, click the follow button that is at the top right-hand corner of your
Or if you're watching on
podcasting
YouTube,
player.
subscribe.
Or hit the subscribe button. Anything else that you'd like to add, James
Wait,
Sinclair?
I was just going to ask, Chuds, do you think we're getting more people on YouTube than audio platform now?
It's about even, yeah.
Sorry, Chuds. There
It's
you go.
right down the middle. It's about even.
When did you last check, my love?
About 2 hours ago.
Oh, there we go.
Stick that in your cheese sandwich, whatever you say. I love when we get one up on him, Chuds. Yes. Right, we'll see you on the next one, yeah?
Yeah, see you then,
Ta-da!
gang. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching today, gang. I hope you enjoyed the show. Now, look, we're looking for some great businesses to come on the podcast. If you've got challenges, but you're desperate to grow your business and you can't necessarily work out how to do it on your own, you'll be a perfect candidate to come here on the podcast. It's absolutely free to come on the show. Go to my website, jamessinclair.net, and there's a podcast button. Click on the podcast button, fill in the application form, and we'll do our very best to get you on the show and try and grow your business. If you're loving the podcast, make sure you subscribe to the channel by clicking here. And why not give this one a watch? I think you'll like it.